kick my dust, huh?
Hey, by the way, Chuck, the guy who sings that, will be at Hot Rod Santa.
Nice.
Singing it live. And then doing some Christmas carols and stuff like that. Yeah.
Gonna get a little plug here.
Get a little live action music going on at Hot Rod Santa.
Feel the need for speed here, ladies and gentlemen, and looks like we've got ready to roll here at any time. And go ahead, you're up with Fred. Let's get started.
Hey, good morning, Fred. Good morning,
Earl.
It's Earl. All right, what's happening?
Earl the Pearl.
All right, looking forward to another good show. Great win last night. Really
very good. Thanks to you too.
Wednesday.
We had some great callers and guests that you lined up for Nick and I, and it was
a little raucous in here though.
Wait till next week.
Wait till next week. Oh yeah, yeah.
But because we'll have Kate and Warren in here with Nick. So, but yeah, it was great callers last night. Thank you for setting them up. And
my pleasure. Glad to do it.
Especially Scott Reed. He's right in our wheelhouse there.
Oh, Steven's excellent. I always call him the thinking man's racer.
Yeah.
He and I texted back and forth last night. He really enjoyed, being part of the show, and he always adds a lot, and very successful young racer at Wall Stadium, and he's always got a good opinion on any topic. So, you could have him on the show again off season, to talk. So Steven's always ready. If you ask him to come on like that, he'll be there. So that'd be good. Yeah,
and we'll get Tom Irvin in here. He wants to come over and sit with us.
Yeah.
And be part of our round table, and I welcome that, and him and Robin. And I still have Robin's information on my Post-it note sitting on my desk, so I'll have to get a hold of her that she gave me when we met. So what's happening?
Real, it's interesting. The racing couples like Tom and Robin. Of course, Robin also writes for Area Auto Racing News, and she's done some racing herself. And Scott Riggleman, who was on last week, his wife Nancy actually races at Wall Stadium right alongside of Scott. So your women in racing segment over the winter, that'll be much to look forward to.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that, doing the other thing that we're really doing. We're actually going to make a series out of it because we're going to have so much content. Is the nostalgia part of the racing? As Nick and I grew up, and leaning on you and Mark Yapel and anybody else that wants to join us. And it's like, so we're going to do that in the studio between here and on the video studio too.
Looking forward to that. That'd be great.
Yeah, I just got the word that my studio is up and running. Got the new table in there. It's all painted up, ready to go.
Okay.
So, just got to get in there and do it.
On a topic of racing history, I'd like to give a special mention this morning to a driver that you very well may know, Fred, that just passed away, Herb Stout.
Oh, yeah.
He did it at East Windsor Speedway in the 1970s, and then later at New Egypt.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started racing there in the 1970s. He drove the number 9 coupe, and just a steady racer. Never won a feature that I'm aware of, but won some heat races. But was always one of those guys. I talked to his son Dave last week after Herb's passing, and Dave said that his dad just loved racing, loved being a mechanic, enjoyed just being in the shop and bringing the car to the track every week. And again, he raced at East Windsor in the 70s, and then stopped, when he had a family and for the business, and then came back to race at New Egypt when it became a dirt track. He ran in the super stock division with the number 9, and again, never was a feature winner, but there every week, and raced into the mid 2000s, and again, just passing away at age 80. So again, I'd like to give a shout out to those guys. They're the ones who are there every week, coming through the back gate. And they're the foundation of the sport. So, salute to Herb Stout, and glad that he raced with us.
Absolutely. Took the checkered flag and go from there. So,
exactly, yes.
So, but what's going on? We got Turkey Derby going on next week?
Let's touch on Friday and Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, our big Turkey Derby, the Wall Modifieds, the regular Saturday night division. They'll be running a 100-lap feature on Friday, along with the support divisions. And then on Sunday is the tour-type modified race, and that'll be, the highlight of the Saturday afternoon program. So on Friday, and we'll talk more about this next Wednesday, but the Friday portion of Turkey Derby, along with the Wall Modified 100-lapper, the factory stocks, where Sam Riggleman races, they'll have a 50-lapper. Legend cars 40 laps, and the limited late models running a 50-lapper. And the Fast Four division, they'll go for 30 laps. And then on Saturday, as mentioned, the Tour-type modifieds, 150 laps, $15,000 to win. And a lot of invaders are set to come down for that. The TQ midgets, they'll be racing on the inner 5th-mile track. They'll be running a 30-lapper. Sportsman 50 laps, and the dirt modifieds, same ones, of course, running at East Windsor. The East Windsor, let's make that New Egypt and Bridgeport. We always have them down for Turkey Derby, and it's cool seeing the dirt modified cars running on the high-banked asphalt oval. They'll be running a 50-lapper. And then the open competition dirt outlaw stocks. They're the basic street stocks, factory stocks in the dirt circuit. They come over and race at wall on the asphalt as well for Turkey Derby. So quite a weekend, and I understand you might try to make it there at least for Friday.
Yeah, I'm going to try to head down there Friday after I set, because usually the day before Hot Rod Santa, I clean up the shop and everything, but we got a pretty good jump on it, so I might not have to spend all day getting it ready, and I'll head down the wall. And,
well, that'd be great. You should be able to get down in time for at least part of it, at least to experience day one of Turkey Derby, so that'd be great.
Awesome. So, cool. All right, so now we got that, and then we look forward to chatting with you next Wednesday. And
absolutely.
And
Thanksgiving Eve.
Yep, Thanksgiving Eve, and then we're not going to be here next Thursday, so I'll be cooking turkey that day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all need a little bit of a break to spend some quality time with the family, right? That'd be great.
Yeah. We're going to keep it a little bit low key this year, and just stay at home and have some turkey. But
very nice.
And then we'll catch up with you next week.
Look forward to it. Okay.
All right, Earl.
Gentlemen, great talking to you as
Thank
always.
You, Earl.
And in advance, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Okay.
All righty.
Thank you.
You too.
Take care, Fred. Take care, Jim.
Okay.
Bye.
There you go, Earl, with the little lowdown there. He's always right on top of it. You know?
Oh yeah.
He gets it done.
Well, he's involved with area auto racing news, so he gets all the good info and.
Yeah, and he's able to organize it too. Not just get it and just say, "Oh, by the way, he's
part of the job."
Yeah, it's part of the job. Is right. Yeah, so we're going to need the rest because then Hot Rod Santa on Saturday.
Take a nice rest on Thursday. Come in on Friday, clean the shop up some, and get it all ready. Put the Christmas tree up and get the boxes ready for Santa. And we actually got Mrs. Santa coming out this year.
Really?
Too,
Wow.
Mr. and Mrs. Santa.
Or Ms. Santa. I don't want to offend anybody.
We're traditional. It'll be Mrs. Santa. So.
All right. He's trying to stir up trouble over here.
Yeah. Well, I got a comment too, but I'm going to keep to myself.
Okay. All right. We'll hold that for right.
No, I'm not saying it.
All right. Now, there you go. All right. You're up with Fred. Go ahead.
What's going on, gentlemen?
How's it going?
What's up, Nick?
I was just on the phone with Mr. LeComte. I told him that he needs to mention my name for Wide Open Wednesday. He's reading off a cue card, so I can't blame him for that. I got to blame somebody else. And he said he would take care of it, Fred. So now it'll be Fred Fletcher and Nick Leach for Wide Open Wednesday.
I was gonna go back there with a Sharpie and then write on his cue card.
Yeah.
I kind of knew it wasn't Joe's fault, but I kind of messed with him a little bit. But Mr. Foxwell, how are you this morning?
Doing fine. Thank you so much. And we've been on point here. Fred got caught in the shop there. We got started a little bit late.
I was trying to. It was funny. I was like, I was trying to straighten out something with my bank, and then I was like, "Oh crap! I got a radio show." And then one of my customers was out in the parking lot, and he's like, "Hey, Fred, I got a question for you." So I'm like, "I gotta go," and he's got to talk.
Sometimes it just break your wave every once in a while.
I love it though.
It's miserable outside. If you can stay in, get a cup of coffee and some donuts, stay right in the station. All the crazies around here. I'm on the Boulevard and Route 1, so just avoid this as much as possible.
Yeah,
Not a lot of traffic, but the people are great.
Yeah, my mechanic he got stuck on 95. He comes from Philly. My new mechanic Dan, so he was about a half hour late. My wife texted me. She's out on 295, and took her over an hour to get to work to Hainesport. And
God bless her.
Yeah, it's usually about 30-35 minutes. So yeah, it's tough out there.
It's gotta be bad over there anyhow because that's where the fires were real close over to the houses over there in Hainsport. So but now we had a great show last night. I mean,
it did.
Stephen Reed, wow. That's all I got to say. Wow. What a pleasure it was to talk to him, and of course Earl and Tom Urban. I've known Tom for a while, and Kevin Air. We definitely got to do some stuff with him for the Matheny kids and all that. That'll be a blast to be able to work with him, and of course, you know, next week, man, Hot Rod Santa. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a blast.
Oh man, I can't wait. It's I'm getting more and more feedback every day, and it's like this is probably going to be the biggest one so far.
Wow.
Well, there we go. Yeah. I'm predicting 2,500.
Toys?
2,500 toys, probably more. I'm predicting that.
Yeah, I'm going to use 2,500 as a modest.
Wow, that would be
line. Yeah,
that would be really
that would
something.
put us 300 over our record. 350 over our record.
2,500. If you're close to 2,500, Fox will make up the difference.
Yes, absolutely.
But no, the
hard to
holiday
believe.
season is coming, and people are. We got a lot of good people that follow our show. I really don't think we're going to have a problem doing that. So.
Yeah,
No.
we're gonna get a few race cars out there to go complement our hot rods. I'm getting a lot of my customers that have hot rods contacted me, making sure it's still going on. I said, rain or shine. If you want to bring your car
there
out.
could be some precipitation in that Thanksgiving time, but hopefully by 2 days later it should be gone. Right?
Yeah,
So we should be
hopefully.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
All right, well, you guys just keep doing what you're doing. Fred, I'll probably talk to you later. And Jim, as always, it's strictly business.
That's
not
right.
personal.
It's
All
you
right,
don't
guys,
risk your lives for strangers. I'm telling you that.
You got it.
All right.
Good, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, Nick.
There he goes. There he goes.
Yeah. So
He's always loud. Is he loud when you're?
No, not that loud.
Yeah,
No, he's in the dump truck, so.
And he's getting all, and he gets the adrenaline going,
Yeah.
so he's into it.
Yeah, so he's in the dump truck, so you got to talk over to whatever's in
all
the dump truck.
machinery. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But we were talking before about the octane boost.
Yeah.
In the racing world, we're running about 110 octane. The VP gas, or there's a couple others.
Yeah.
The VP is pretty much the most prevalent right now. When I got my car, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to have to get the racing gas.
Yeah.
Well, I was, Mark Yapel was working with me, and he called Mark Bittner, who built the engine. He's like, oh, no, that car will run on pump gas. And I'm like, oh, that's cool, because the racing gas is very expensive, which, fine, that's what I got into. I was willing to absorb it, but to know that I can run a high-octane pump gas really is good. So
Nice to have it at your disposal.
yeah, and then I'll probably still want to run some 110 every now and then, just to run some 110.
Feel the need for speed.
Yeah, a little more
Yeah,
speed.
it does.
With those engines, there is a no octane monitor, just your foot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What if the Steve McQueen's car was running on high octane there?
back then, they were all high octane.
They were.
My dad used to, the high test at my dad's mobile station was 105.
Wow.
So, and that was just standard for the day, and it was leaded. So.
Talk about the need for speed back in the days with muscle cars like that. Yeah. But it could really, really run. They could. I guess all the environmental stuff wasn't on in those days. So,
there was no air pumps,
so
no catalytic converters.
You were free to go. I mean, literally. I mean,
And some of it's good. I'm still not sold 100% on the catalytic converter.
Yeah.
A lot of the emission stuff that's in a car nowadays are government BS. Like, I think that the EVAP system, which supposedly takes the fumes from the gas tank, runs it through a charcoal canister, which is activated by something in the engine, the purge valve or solenoid, and then runs the fumes back to the gas tank. And all it does to me is
garbage it up.
Kicks the check engine light because it.
No.
So, and there's some of this, like we were talking about BMWs or Mercedes, the EVAP systems are so precise and
finicky,
crazy.
Too. Yeah.
Nothing's cheap. At least on a GM car, it's going to be a Ford too. It's going to be a purge valve or purge solenoid. Maybe Toyota, they've been known for charcoal canisters going bad. With the whole, that's what gets vented through it.
Wow.
And they're kind of expensive. But a lot of stuff that you don't need on these cars, in my opinion. And I'm glad maybe some of this stuff will calm down now. I mean,
yeah.
Or maybe they'll reevaluate the EPA and stuff like that and say, let's rethink the wheel here and come up with better, more efficient
actually,
systems.
do you actually have to show any kind of results? I mean, they keep piling on here. Is there a time where you actually have to the fish or cut bait kind of thing?
Yeah. When does it stop? Because they've been implemented catalytic converters 50 years ago and still complaining about the ozone.
Yeah.
So did they work or did they not work?
Yeah. Fuel injectors. A couple others were that was.
How bad would it be if we didn't? Come up with some kind of thing there. If you can prove to me that the ozone layer would have been totally gone and we would have burst into flames 30 years ago, then you got something.
Yeah.
But
no, we're not buying that one.
Yeah,
anymore.
please just come up with something that we can get behind.
Yeah. Telling you New York City is going to be underwater in 2004. No. I would say no.
I would say no.
Yeah.
So the only town that I know is going underwater is Rodanthe, North Carolina, and that has something else going on.
Get the banks out down there. The Outer Banks have a couple of houses.
That's right in Rodanthe. Yeah.
You're down. Is that close to where you were?
No, it's probably about an hour south of where I'm at. I've been down there a couple of times because we go down there to see the Hatteras Lighthouse, and a couple of times we went down to Ocracoke. But Rodanthe was always close to the roads anyway. But now, maybe the way that the jet stream's running or tides, I don't know. But they're really getting a whooping down there right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of the systems on these cars.
You're not fired up about it.
No, I don't see where they're needed.
The design sometimes it used to come out with the new cars every year, and everybody used to take a look at it, and then they would go, "What? What? I don't get it." I mean, or they look like they start out okay, and then they've blown it.
Well, it used to be like if they had an upgrade on a car, say like a Cadillac, because that was GM's test program. If it worked at Cadillac, then they put it in the other models. But the other makes. They would come out and then they would be that way for a while. Yeah. Like the onboard diagnostics 1. They were there that way till from 81 to 96, 95. And so we were able to work with that for 10, 15 years. And then the OBD2 came out and we're still using it. But now they're trying to push the onboard diagnostics 3. So we've been working with what year we are. So, the OBD2, I guess we've been around almost 30 years. But, they keep doing tweaks on this stuff, and then we have to buy new equipment. We have to go to school all the time. And I don't want to sound like a whiner, but by the time, like this driverless system, this webinar, if I don't enact something, in about 6 months, I'm going to have to redo the whole thing again because it's all different.
You give me a headache for this stuff.
Yeah. It does. It really does give you a headache, and it's... and the cost of the equipment, and that you have to pass on to the customer, and the customer doesn't realize it's not us. It's what we have to do to keep you. We're actually in your best interest, trying to keep you out of the manufacturers and dealers, where you can really get hosed. We're trying to work with you. And I know the first time I'm going to tell somebody it's $300 to reprogram the ADAS system. They're going to fly off the handle. Yeah, did you? And I would too.
You see my post of the old Javelin commercial?
Yeah.
Yep. Javelin. I got a bowl of goldfish on the seat. I can't drag it. That was and the Rebel. I had forgotten about some of these.
Rebel. Yeah, that was basically the same as a. Almost like a Barracuda.
Yeah, it was kind of a knockoff. Frame. Yeah, muscle car. Yeah. Javelin.
That wasn't a bad car.
A bowl of goldfish.
They weren't that bad of a car. I know. There's some ugly colors, but no, not a bad car.
American Motors back in the day.
But like I said, things are changing so fast all the time.
Without and everybody a little too accepting. I mean, you're not there with that.
Yeah, the thing, the other thing. Okay, say I spend $42,000 on this ADAS system, and next year they come out with an enhanced ADAS system. So what the $42,000 I just spent, is that going to just sit there? Did I just waste $42,000?
Is there any kind of buyback or refund that? Hey, guess what? I
got stuck with a dynamometer 25 years ago because they changed the system right after I bought a brand new.
What is it?
Dynamometer. That's what we used to use to test the emissions. You used to have the car running at like 15 miles an hour.
Sticking it in the tailpipe.
You put it in the tailpipe and then run it. And I bought one, and then like 2 years later, they changed the system.
That's what they used to use for the inspection stations in Jersey.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, and fail, because you were idling in the line for a half hour.
Yeah.
That's
Probably the idea is to have your car run clean whether you're idling or not. But I had a $32,000 dynamometer sitting there that I couldn't pay for, and I wasn't the only one, because the company that manufactured and sold them ended up going out of business because nobody could afford to pay for them.
You should change the name to dumbometer. With dumb.
Yeah, dumbometer.
Yeah, dumbometer. I thought I messed it up there, but
I got you back, Jim.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, the dumb in front of it. Yeah, dumbometer. Yeah, so
but
dumbometer.
Yeah. I mean, when they worked, they were good. They were a good diagnostic tool.
Yeah.
But anytime they broke, it was $4,000 to come out and do anything with it. And like I said, I had it for
maintenance.
I had it for probably had it about 5-6 years. But the last 3 years, I never did anything on it. It was just like sat out there.
Yeah, and that is also the how come Bob, there's no no car repair places anymore? What?
That's what's going to end up.
Where's the old shop that we used to go to where they would take care of you? Whatever happened to those people? Well, you're kind of like writing an obituary here.
Yeah, I don't want to sound all doomy and gloomy, but I do read a lot of magazines and stuff like that, trade magazines and trade websites, and there is a real problem. And they thought for a while that the techs were going to come back. Because there's nothing wrong with being an auto mechanic, but they can't keep up with buying the tools, buying the equipment,
and staying with it for the long haul.
For them to buy tools, the average technician is going to spend $100,000 in tools over the course, maybe even more now.
I would think that they
told me I would spend $100,000. I'm way over that now because I got a lot of shop equipment, but. The average tech, if I went to work for somebody over the course of my career, say a 25 year career, it's about $100,000 worth of tools that you have to buy through the life of that. And the tools that you bought first, a lot of them are just sitting in your toolbox.
Where's the incentive? I mean, if you're going to be partnering and telling you have to buy this car, that car, you should have the service to back it up, and they should be able to... Guess what? You can make it worth your while.
Well, I think the thought was to get a lot of the independents out and put them back in the dealerships, get the mechanics back there. But what's happening is the independent guys are getting out and just sweeping floors at Home Depot or something. I don't know. They're just done.
Yeah, well, they're used
I would be.
They're used to doing it your own way, and now you have to take orders from somebody else. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think it's doable that way, Fred.
Well, with some guys it is. They always say, "Well, you're an alpha personality." I'm not. But they're like, you've owned your own business for so long, it's going to be hard to work for somebody. It could be. Yeah. But there's also times when I look at it and say, wow, I'm just tired of making some of these decisions.
Tired of being tired.
I'm on a vent and rant again.
But they don't give you any, there's no incentive to succeed.
It's very hard with the way the technology is growing so fast. Like I said, I'm really...
Or misusing technology, I think.
My thing is about purchasing this technology. If I spend $42,000 on this alignment and ADAS system, and they come up with something different next year, and I have a $42,000 boat anchor sitting there while I'm supposed to buy another $50,000 thing next year. Where does it end? Where does it end? It's kind of frustrating. I'm trying to figure it out, trying to wrap my head around it now. I don't want to throw in the towel.
We sound like Regis Philbin. I can't believe they don't give me enough incentive to succeid.
Yeah, there you go. No, just leave it alone for a couple of years so we can learn what we got to do. Oh. So, I don't want to say, I really do sound like a whiner, but sometimes it just gets to you.
You know what? It would be nice if they let you run your business.
I just want the customers to realize that it's, it's not us against you.
Yeah.
It's,
and everybody.
We're trying to keep you on the road, not trying to empty your wallet.
Yeah, and we sit there and we long for the old days. And what's the matter with that? That's the way everything worked in those days, and they stayed out of your way.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I mean, we had carburetors for a million years. They worked. I mean, fuel injection was better, but there was a couple of rough spots there. And but on the whole, I would rather have fuel injection than carburetor. But now they have direct injection. I was just watching a video this morning on a Corvette Zeo, and they're putting the fuel injection on the exhaust side so they can realign the turbo. I know it's a lot of Greek in here, but I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, that's going to be fast and all, but what about and a Corvette? I guess nobody cares about longevity, but if it works in a Corvette, tell me that they're not going to try to put it in a Camry next year. So it's like, or a Chevy Cruze.
Don't give them any ideas.
So
right.
when they put it in a Chevy Cruze and they start blowing engines, which we had a couple of those this week. The direct injection was a fault of burning the valves, and
if somebody loses their life, then there's multiple lawsuits to follow too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
in a Corvette, you get what you get, and it's cool, but you're not going to drive a Vet as a daily driver,
especially
a $120,000 Vet,
or in the snow.
But if they put that technology in a Chevy Cruze or a Ford, whatever, Escape, there's going to be problems. Yeah. There's going to be problems. And again, I don't want to keep sounding like a whiner. I just want to let the customers know this is what's coming.
Yeah. And it's coming, and you still can't do anything.
And I'm trying to dispel some of this stuff and work around it, and in your best interest. I'm not here to just take your money.
I can remember seeing Sears mechanics would come out and fix your dishwasher or whatever the heck it was back in the with the van to pull up. Those days are gone. I mean, that's what we're used to.
Everything's disposable.
Yeah. I mean, I know that
service fees had gotten crazy because they have to be.
I know it sounds stupid. I said, what do they mean? Mechanics that would come to your house? Yeah, for the appliance was part of the warranty. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty good living back in those days.
No, it was. Now it's just you get another one and they're all disposable.
Yeah, but
because you can buy a washer dryer for $800 when a service call is going to run you $450 because it has to. It's not because the guy wants an extra $450.
Yeah,
it's just all the costs that go in are incurred in that.
Yeah, it's almost like the line from American Gangster. Where's the personal service? The middleman.
It's at Fletcher's garage.
That's right. Okay.
I'm not always cranky.
Forget it, Frank. There's nobody in charge. Okay. But Fred is. And he's
Kelly's in charge now.
Bundle of shows. Remember, Wacky Wednesday, you could do your Wide Open.
Wide Open Wacky Wednesday.
And everything's on the table there. And then we go
Need for Speed and
Under the Hood. And it's
Under the Hood.
That's right. You're going to be the man. So.
All right.
And in our sites, it's coming up. It's right around the corner. Toys for Tots on a Saturday. We're gonna be broadcasting.
Anybody that has a hot rod or a race car, come on out. Bring your car. Show it off.
That's right.
Come and have some hot dogs. Come and have some good time. And bring a toy.
There you go. That's right. A great time.
All right.